Hi everyone, happy Friday. It is indeed Friday. It is freezing, and here we are with another set of flip throughs thanks to my rampant consumerism and way too easily enabled to purchase new coloring books. So this is a mix of the books I purchased during the recent Dover sale, and books I purchased using the Amazon affiliate money that I receive. So we have a nice little combo of books today. Let me know what you think, by the way, of the little intro clip at the beginning. I have been messing around with some image software to create some new thumbnails, create like at least an image video intro. I don't know if I want to do like a full-on video intro. I figure that's going to be sufficient. But let me know if you don't like it. If you like it, just, let me know if you have any particular feelings about it one way or another. So anyway, so like I said, it is freezing because Leroy wants to be outside, and because I can't say no to him. The window is indeed open and it's right next to my desk. Been a crazy week. I guess I will talk about it more in my next coloring chat because I know we want to get down to business here. I've got, like I said, I've got 5 books today, just a nice little mix of books, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So, first one up. We all know I'm a Jade Summer fan, and here of late, I will say I haven't been as big of a fan just because I haven't really liked some of the stuff they've been putting out. I also realized that I'm running quickly out of room for coloring books, and I need to be a little more picky about what I purchase, says the woman with all these new books. But I am being particularly picky about like my Jade Summer books. This one, I believe I have a digital copy of the original, but then they came out with a Grayscale, and I'm like, Grayscale? Okay. So I foresee going through my books here in the future. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with the ones I'm getting rid of. So anyway, this is Fairies by Jade Summer. Wait a minute. Let's hit the 3-minute mark so it's easy for the thumbnail, or easy for the time. Boy, I just screwed all that up. But the timestamp. Okay, so Grayscale coloring book Fairies by Jade Summer. Like I said, they do have just a regular Fairies version without the Grayscale. This is one of their newer releases, and it is a letter size coloring book, roughly 8.5 by 11. Jade Summer books are printed on Amazon paper. You generally get like a copyright page here at the beginning. This is new. I don't think I've seen this. A lot of their older books, their intro on their books varies. For some of their older printed books, they have like thumbnails at the beginning. They have different pages at the beginning. I know the license agreement is new, so makes sense, right? So just covering their bases. So we're going to start here. I'm pretty sure this is 2 copies of each image, but we will know for sure as we're going through the book. So Amazon Pictures, or Amazon Pictures, Jade Summer books, as I'm flipping through here, are generally all printed on the same type of paper. There are different types of Amazon paper, but the type they use consistently. It is one-sided with a black backed page. I will say their Grayscale books are some of my favorite Grayscale coloring books to color in. especially for just, you know, doing like just a straight color marker. Some of their books, as you can see, some of their art is a little more suggestive. So they do have coloring books aimed for different ages, but I would say a lot of their books contain like mature themes. This one's not as much mature themed as some of their other books, but just keep that in mind. They do have a variety of books for a variety of age groups. That one's super cute. They're all super cute, but I like that one a lot. I like this one too. Again, a little more mature theme, but I am cool with that. Their paper is a little bit rougher. If you like softer colored pencils, you may, you'll have that toothiness on the paper. So if you don't like that and you'd rather have like a smooth, consistent color, I'd either use a harder colored pencil in these, or I'd use like a blending agent, oh, what's it called? Like mineral spirits or a blender pencil or something that would smooth things out. So yeah, like I said, some of these pictures are a little more mature themed. So again, I am a fan of Jade Summer because of the variety of their books. They have a lot of books that are more simple in their art. They have ones like these that are a little more complex. They have grayscale versions of their books. I like this one. I saw someone color this one, I think posted on Instagram, and it was super cute. Super cute. All of these pictures are, in fact. I have some ideas I want to try for a grayscale book, or I have an idea of something I haven't done before and I haven't seen a lot of people do that I might try to do in March, and we'll see. And we may use this book for that. It's either going to be really, really cool, or it's going to be like, it may be a hot mess, but we will find out together. Yep. So this one is, I'm guessing, 25 images, and then you get a duplicate version of the pictures, which if you like to play with color and you like to play with materials to see how it would do on this paper, it is really nice to have a duplicate in case something goes awry. You know, haven't lost that picture completely. I do wish, let's see if they say it on the back. I do wish on their books they would note if it's 25 images or 50 unique images. They do have books that are, there's only one picture, one copy of each picture. So I wish they would note that on the books. You kind of have to dig around on like Amazon to find out, but you know, I have a lot of if I could probably just do a video of things I wish Jade Summer would change. Maybe that's a good video for the future. That's a good vlog idea right there. Alright, so Baby Animals Coloring Book Volume 1. This is a Coloring Book Cafe book. I don't have a ton of these, but I do have some. These are roughly letter size, though I believe they are a little shorter in height. No, I am wrong. This is a regular size coloring book. Huh. So, it may be the pictures. That may be what I'm thinking of. Anyway, this is also an Amazon printed book. I am not sure where I saw this one. Probably in my Amazon recommended. Or somebody, no. Somebody did a flip through of this one on their channel, and I'm trying to remember. I need to start writing this stuff down. Anyway, I saw it and it was cute, and I was like, okay. I mean, story of my life right there, right? So here is the title page. story of my life. There's copyright information, the nameplate page, and then here we go. No, the images are larger on this one, so, oh, I'm laughing now. Here I am flipping through coloring books and talking about my apparent inability to stop buying coloring books here recently. And in walks my husband with my other Dover purchase I made, which was 2 more books that you probably see either next week or the next. So, sorry, I felt that just came full circle right then. So these are one-sided as well. Non-perforated pages. That was also the case with the Jade Summer book. I love the look on his face right here. Just that goofy look. It's adorable. I think I've only colored 1 page in the Coloring Book Cafe books I have, but this one I am pretty excited about. We've got cute little bats. I know the idea of cute and bats in the same sentence is surprising to some of you. Oh, look at the little squirrel. Oh my gosh. This would be a great Easter picture. If I actually stay on task and can do like a legit Easter picture this year. Y'all are all thinking, yeah, right. Look at that little tail. Or stub. I love this one. This one was one I was really drawn to in the ones I saw. And then the otters, them too. I think all the pictures not otters. No, they're otters. I'm right. What am I thinking? I don't know. I had to get up early this morning and take Pereira to the vet, which I'm probably going to put some clips into the Catterday video tomorrow, including my vet trips today. Really, do you want the string toy on Leroy, or do you want to open the door? Brent had mostly closed the door when he left, and Leroy was sitting there trying to figure out how to open the door, and it really wasn't that difficult. He finally figured it out. Golly, those cheeks right there. That is super cute. Anyway, it took him longer than it should have to figure out how to open that door, and just further evidence that Leroy is definitely not the brightest bulb in the bunch. The little owls. They're all so cute. They really are. I think out of all the Coloring Book Cafe books I've purchased, this one is already by far my favorite, image-wise. That looks like a trap. That makes me think of my cat Maggie, who does that, and when he rolls like that, it's a trap every time. Every time. Oh my gosh. I think that was the front cover. I think I'm going to have to go find who did the flip through for this one and put the link in the description, because I feel bad now that I don't remember. So I'll probably do that. And then you can go look at her flip through too. So this is actually printed in Texas. A lot of time my Amazon books are printed closer to me here in Tennessee. I didn't even look. No, the other one I received from Jade Summer was printed in Texas as well. So that's interesting. And both of these actually were printed really well. I have had some issues with some Amazon printed books in the past, and those seem to be in really good shape. So I'm happy with that. So this one is kind of a random out there book. Y'all are all thinking, Michelle, we are nowhere near Christmas right now. But I realized I I adore Jason Hamilton, and I have purchased some of his digital pictures. I think the pictures he does with cats are great, and I do have one of his other books, which is Cats and Quilts. I'm not a huge fan of mandalas, so I haven't really purchased any of those. But I realized I didn't have this book, which was Santa's Cats. Yeah, Santa's Cats. Let me make sure I get that right. And this is by Jason Hamilton. So I was like, yeah, it's not Christmas, but the pictures in here are super cute. So we're going to just go ahead. I'm already stocking up for next Christmas, guys. If I'm already stocking up in February, then this is going to be a thing. So anyway, this is also an Amazon printed book, and I peeked, and it is also from Texas. So I guess because they were just printing them all in one place. So we've got the copyright. Again, roughly average size, letter size coloring book. You've got your nameplate page. And then we get started. I love this picture. Oh, I love this picture. This makes me think of Bagheera, though. There is no way Bagheera could make it to the top of a tree with his current weight class. But for some reason, just this style, the look of the cat drawn here totally makes me think of Bagheera. This would also be good for Christmas in July, so I can keep that in mind. that one's super cute. Why is it I feel like they're thinking about eating the elves? They're like, screw the cookies. We want to eat the elves. Oh, that one. Just adorable. I love how he draws cats. Just love it. That one makes me think of Annie. That is an Annie right there. I did a community post yesterday where I took a picture of Annie where she was sprawled out on the bed, and she is feeling better, if you didn't get to see that post. And this totally, I mean, that's the smug look she has on her face when she gets in the stuff. So that is totally Annie. I can see my cats in these different ones. This, oh boy, I would imagine this would be Maggie. No, Scamper. Yes. I have a picture of Scamper I've got to share. I'll try to share it on the community page or Instagram this weekend. She has, I swear, it's like this exact look on her face. And there was not, I had no reindeer antlers on her. I didn't have, you know, nobody was touching her. Nobody was messing with her. She just had major case of resting bitch face, and that was just that, you know. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I love that one. That one's super cute. I love all these pictures, but... And I do like, some of his pictures are a little more simple, like this one, but it kind of leaves you to create your own patterns on the ornaments if you want, which I think would be fun. I like all of these. I really do. That goofy look, that is Leroy right there. A little bit more hair on that cat than Leroy would have, but that look right there is classic Leroy. Classic Leroy. I love this one. This was one of the pictures I saw and I was like, okay, I have to. That was my picture that cinched this particular purchase deal for me, was that one. I would love to see him try like a grayscale. I think that would be really cool to try. I could totally see Santa snuggling up with a cat. That's me taking a bath and the cat's coming by at random times to check and make sure I haven't drowned. The following illustrations are printed slightly larger than 4x6, so you can cut these to fit a 4x6 frame if you wish to display your artwork. So he actually gives you smaller versions of your of the images, which is really cool. Like I said, if you want to frame them, or maybe you want to make a little card or something to send to somebody, I think that's a super cute idea. So I do like that he offers this option as well. Some artists do that. I know he does, and C.L. Aldridge does as well. So I'll flip through these a little quicker. I probably didn't need to, but because we've seen them all. But just to give you a quick looky-loo. Oh gosh, I am so ready for the weekend, but I also know I have to go to G-Town tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to it. I have to go get my prescriptions, and oh, that's a story for a coloring chat. So there is Santa's Cats. And we're probably doing about average for coloring book speed. I did go ahead and toss in one of the couple of the Dover books I purchased. This is another color by number. I know you're shocked to see another color by number book on my channel. I'll give you a moment to kind of catch your breath on that one. This was another one that I love Creative Haven's color by numbers. If you've been here for a week, if you've been here since last Friday, you know that. I mean, really, it doesn't bear repeating at this point. But I love their color by number books. And this one is actually by Diego Jourdan Pereira. Hopefully I didn't mess up that last name. So a little different. They do have George Tufexis, but this artist as well does a number of their color by number books as well. I have one of those. It's that didn't sound good. Where'd you go? So Wildlife color by number I have of his, and I did a picture in that a while back and like that as well. Regular letter size book. Creative Haven color by number books end up being 46 images, excuse me, compared to their other coloring books that are normally 31. Their color by number books generally retail for $9.99 US, but like I did, you can catch them in sales, and with the number of images and the type of color by number books they are, I feel like $5 for their color by number books is a fantastic deal. If you can find one for $5, you are, in my opinion, that is like one of the best deals. So even better if you find it for cheaper. But so like with their color by number books, you do get the legend here. In Diego Pereira's books, he tends, because of like the dogs and wildlife and stuff, he generally tends to use more neutral colors. So if you are interested in his books, like the wildlife book and this one, I would recommend that you have a wide variety of browns to use, because the wildlife legend is a lot like this too. He generally tends to stick to a lot of neutral tones, so just keep that in mind. I have to, even with the markers I have, sometimes I have to get creative with the browns, because he just has so many different. You learn there are all kinds of different brown tones out there when you're doing one of his books. So here is the main page. Creative Haven books, one-sided, better quality paper than Jade Summer. I would say these are medium quality. These are printed by Dover Publications. There's a little blurb there, and then we get started. But so they are perforated, they are one-sided. The paper is a lot smoother than in comparison to Amazon printed paper. Diego's books are not, In comparison to George Tufexis's color by numbers, that's a lot of S's right there. In comparison to his color by number books, I find Pereira's, I hate to use his first name, that sounds like really personal. I find that his books tend to not be as complex as George Tufexis's books. So, like this one here, it is a color by number. I wouldn't say it's super simple, but it's certainly, there's not 20 different numbers just for the grass like there would be in the Tufexis books. So, plus his lines are gray and his numbers are there, but they're not as light and as small as the Tufexis books. So, if the Tufexis books are a little overwhelming, but you do like the color by number format in the Creative Haven books, then I would look into these, like the dogs and the wildlife color by numbers. And he may have others, I can't quite remember offhand. I've got most of the color by number by now. The one downside is, normally when you get a book like the cat's color by number actually has the type of cat here in the little corner. And this does not have the breed of dogs, and I'm a little bummed by that. That would have been really cool if they would have actually noted what breed of dogs these were. That is one minor complaint I have about this one. And yes, I know I don't feature dogs and talk about dogs very much, so it may come as a surprise to some of you that I do indeed like dogs. In fact, I grew up with dogs. No cats in my household. It was my first husband's, I'd always kind of wanted a cat, but like it was my first husband's cat at his parents' house that really got me into the mode of, hey, I want a cat. And that's what started the madness. So I do love dogs. It's just, for the type of lifestyle that my husband and I live, a dog generally isn't really ideal for us. Cats are a little more self-sufficient, I guess, and dogs require a little more interaction than we can currently kind of give. So, well, and plus I have cats that, like Leroy, who was constantly chased by my neighbor's dogs. I have some that just really do not like dogs at all. I got so mad at Brent one night. Leroy was playing Cave Goblin. He had gotten up under the blanket and was laying on my legs. I was wearing shorts because I jumped between hot and cold multiple times throughout a day. And so I was wearing shorts or whatever. And, or no, maybe I was actually wearing pajama pants. It didn't really matter to Leroy. Anyway, Brent being Brent, we were talking about something and it was involving dogs. And so he did a fake bark, right? He not realizing that Leroy was under the blanket or forgetting about it. Just most of the time when he does that, the cats ignore him. He did that. And Leroy freaked out, like just spazzed out, flew off my legs, like just slicing them to ribbons in the process. And I was like, I mean, okay, so he does a pretty decent impression of a dog, but I mean, it wasn't like, most of the time I think the cats ignore him because they're like, you idiot, we know it's not a dog, it's you. But apparently he did such a good impression at that point that Leroy was not fooled. So, yeah, I asked him, maybe not in such a nice manner at that moment in time, but I did ask him to not do that again. But yeah, no, I mean, Leroy does not like dogs. Most of the others have never, I like this one a lot. It's the Doberman, I think. This might be the first one I do in here. But, most of the others don't really have a lot of experience with dogs. So, I had dogs at one point. when I was with my second husband, I had dogs. And that is a particularly sad tale that I do not wish to get into today. It's something that I still struggle with. So, the way things are lately, this is like a long-haired Dachshund, isn't it? Oh, I kind of want to color that one too. Anyway, it's not, like I said, it's not the best tale, and so the way things are lately, I just would rather not talk about it. I totally missed the husky. I should have realized it with the goofy face. See, I grew up with huskies, so I'm digging that one. I'm digging the Dachshund and the Doberman a lot. I might color one of those first, I think. Anyway. So yeah, not really up to having a depressing story today. So, now we move on to another Dover book. This one is not a Creative Haven book. So they have a different series of books, Dover does, if you're not familiar. They have their Creative Haven books, which are all like one-sided, perforated. Like I said, a higher quality book. Those are like, I guess they're high-tier level books. They do have their Dover coloring books, which are probably the medium level. These are not one-sided, but, and they are smaller books, but they have some amazing books in this series, and like this one. And so they're just, when you go to purchase a Dover book, I'm saying this just because you want to make sure you know which type of book it is. And then they have their Dover Spark books, which are, those are one-sided, but those are generally, I think, geared towards maybe, I have Dover Spark books, but they're probably geared more towards a younger audience. So, and I think those are one-sided. So they do have different types of books. So definitely research and make sure you know which type of book you're getting when you purchase them. The good thing about their Dover coloring books is these like really go on sale. Like I think I got this for $2 or $3. So if you like to use markers like I do, well, I could talk about this while I'm flipping through it. So Wildcats of the World, this caught my eye during that sale. I do think I have another book, or had another book at one point, by John Green. I really like his artwork. And hello, cats. They may not be the small cuddly ones, but they are the big murder mitten ones, and I love all cats. Murder mittens or tiny domesticated ones, regardless. So this is 41 pictures. Again, this is a letter-sized book. These are double-sided. Oh, that's cool. So on the front cover of this one, they do have some colored versions of some of the pictures, which I really dig. So here is the title page. This one does have an introduction. So this book is a little more like if you're kind of a facts nerd, like you like more information on certain subjects and stuff. Dover does have a number of books like this that have a little more information about the subject matter of the books, and I'll explain as we're going along. But this one here actually talks about felines. Of course, you have domestic cats, but then it also talks about wild cats, and there's footnotes, so it's got a little bit of scientific feel to it. Again, if you're an information nerd like I am, this is right up your alley if you were a fan of the big kitties with the murder mittens. So here's like their scientific names, and then here's actually their common names. So each page has a drawing of the cat, and then underneath it has the common name and the scientific name, and then it talks about what the coloration is, average size, where they're from, and just little blurbs about the different types of cats. Now, like I said, these are double-sided. I would highly recommend, if you are coloring in these types of books, that you use pencil, and definitely don't press down too hard. these would be definitely, you want to use a softer touch with your colored pencils, which is difficult for me. So what I will probably do for a lot of these, if I struggle with that, is I'm going to probably scan a number of these for my own use, of course, and print them out on their own one-sided pages so that I can color them with markers or watercolors or what have you, and not worry about damaging the other side. Though it would be really cool to actually come through this with pencil and complete this book. Kind of like I'm doing with the Wicked Plants coloring book. I don't know. I probably scan whichever page. Ooh, this is a double page spread. Very nice for the cheetah. I like it. It does bleed a little bit into the crease there, which is a bummer, but you know, that's really hard not to do with a double page spread like that. So Chinese desert cat. That sounds new. Am I even in freaking frame for some of these? Good gravy. Fishing cat. I need to go back and just look through this book. Because there are a lot of cats in here I am not familiar with. This one's called Jeffrey's cat. I guess these are in alphabetical order. But it would be super cool to go through here and color these. I'll probably scan them and then like scan the image I'm going to color, scan the front and back, and then come in and try it. And that way, if things go awry, I'm not losing the page behind it. And if things go well, then huzzah. And that's the thing. For $2 or $3, I am perfectly okay with getting a book that I may not necessarily color in because it's double-sided, but that I can just use to scan. Like, to me, that's okay. For some people, maybe not, but for me, I think that's a good deal. Now, would I pay like the original price for it, like $4 or $5? I don't know about that. But if it's a really good sale like that, which is probably the reason why I have so many, part of the reason I have so many Dover books. I think we're doing all right, yeah. This is hard because there's landscapes, a lot of landscape pictures. And then, I love that lynx. Man, he looks like a total badass. He is not one that I would let under the blanket to cuddle with me. Like, nope, I will pass on that. That's a hard pass, yo. Some of these, it's really cool, like, when you look at them, because some of these really do look like, you know, house cats. Now there's the ocelot. Babu! If you're an Archer fan, you will get that particular joke. Now the Paulus cat, I recognize because these are the ones that basically look like giant kittens. Like, they look like they never age in their face, if I remember correctly. They are super cool. These are beautiful drawings. I mean, I think the sand cats are super, like, you can tell from that picture. They look kittenish as well. Oh, they have 2 of the servals. Now, I know there are some people that keep those as exotic pets, but, well, we're going to keep this lighthearted, and there is enough in the world right now to argue about and stress about. So for one brief video moment in time, I try to keep things lighthearted. No, it's not denial. It's just, you know, sometimes you gotta have a break. There is no sometimes. You just gotta have a break. And so this one doesn't seem to be as much into the binding, so that's nice. I do like there are some double page spreads in this. This one is simply called Wildcat. Like, and that mama cat looks pissed. Those two look really smug too, like they're sicking their mama on somebody. Like, yeah, what you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? And that one had 2 different ones as well. Oh, they've got the actual coloring of that one as well. Oh, these are so pretty, guys. Love it. Love it. There's a lot of cats in there I am not familiar with, so I am so stoked about that one. So here we are. Another collection of coloring books. Ones that y'all are probably wondering if you will ever see again. Oh, like I said, I think I might try, the idea I have, I might use the Fairies book to try that one with this month. The Baby Animals book, I would say we might see this month. The Wildcats one, I've got to figure out my approach to that one. The Dogs Color by Number, I'm, like I said, maybe. And of course Santa's Cats, unless I get in a Christmassy mood off season, yeah, it might be a few months before you see that one again. So there we go. That is our Flip Through Friday. I do plan to have a Catterday post tomorrow. Probably we'll take a break Sunday, and then Monday we're going to look at our completed pages for February, and we will just chug right on ahead, and barring anything major happening, and fingers crossed that it doesn't happen, that's the plan. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and to everyone that's been commenting lately, especially on Wednesday's video where I got a little riled up regarding having your own feelings validated and such. Thank you so much for the wonderful comments. Thank you so much for the likes. Like I said, it is hard to talk about stuff on here. Especially, for some reason, it's easier for me to talk about personal stuff here than it is to, like, actually talk to my friends about it. And I don't know why. There's no particular reason. Oh, there's reasons. I guess I talked to Jill about those yesterday, my therapist. Anyway, so, but again, even though it's easier to do here, I don't want this to just all be negative, you know. Introspect is fine, but I definitely don't want to drag everybody down with me. So we're going to try to keep a balance. We'll just have to see how things go. So hopefully after Monday, I've got a little bit of things I'm kind of worrying about, but hopefully after Monday, I'll know more about that, and we can talk about that for next week's Color and Chat. Take care, guys. Be sure to check Instagram, as I'm trying to at least post a picture daily there of something. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.